Hey, hi, it's Deb from Bowl Me Over. Just wanted to welcome you to our home, and thanks for tuning into the live feed. I did a bit of a teaser yesterday. What do you want to see? Do you want to see risotto? Do you want to see fried rice? I really left it up to you. And I had a couple of different surveys out there in 3 different places, and the winner by 2 votes was risotto. So that's what I'm making today. And I want to impress upon you what a lovely, easy meal this is. So we'll go ahead and get started. I have a few things that I've set here, but I really haven't prepped anything today. I thought I'd do it as we went, and that way I could show you truly just how easy risotto is. But before we get started again, thank you very much for joining me. I got a couple of people on the line, so please send a heart, send a like, let me know that you're there. Let me know that you've tuned in. I really appreciate that. If you have any questions, don't be afraid to say those either. So to get started, risotto is a rice and made from rice, and the rice is very starchy, and that's why you always want to choose arborio rice when you're making risotto. It makes a wonderful creamy finished product, so that's what we're using today. It's arborio rice, and this is what it looks like. So if you can see that, perfect and wonderful. I think I'm still doing okay. Yep, looks like I got a few people online here. So, okay, to get started, first thing I'm going to do is turn my pot on, and I'm going to turn this one, and this is what I'm just going to put stock in. I'm going to turn that on about medium, and then just pour 4 cups of chicken stock. Real simple, just 4 cups of chicken stock. And the next thing I'm going to do is turn on my second pan, and this is the pan that I'm actually going to cook the risotto in, and I'm just going to get that going. And in this pan, I'm going to put about a tablespoon and a half of butter, and the same amount of olive oil. So if you just tuned in and you're wishing it was fried rice, today we're going to make risotto. But I had so many risotto only won by, I guess it was 2 votes, by 2 votes. So next week I'll make fried rice because it's so simple, it's so easy, and it's a real affordable meal too. So here in the back pot I have some chicken stock that's just heating up, and in the front one I have just a simple butter and olive oil. So to get started, first thing we're going to do is chop the shallot. So I have 1 shallot here, and I'm going to start by cooking that up, or chopping that up. And I thought I'd just really save, just to kind of show you how quick and easy this is. I didn't do any prep beforehand, so you'll have to, I know you know how to chop onions and all that kind of good stuff, but I just thought, again, I'd just show you how easy it was and simple. But this is one of my favorite meals. I used to make it all the time. It is not on my blog currently, but it will be. My eyes are watering. I apologize for that. Excuse me. But it will be on the blog by the end of the day today. So if you aren't a member of the blog, definitely log on and join the blog so you get those recipes as they come out. I usually don't update the Facebook until a day or a couple of days afterwards. Just gonna move that so it doesn't fall off the counter and make a loud noise. So anyway, so make sure if you haven't logged on, please do. I send out recipes a couple of times a week, so that kind of gives you an idea here. So in my pan, I have olive oil and butter, and to that I'm going to add the onion. And this is something I share in the blog that will go out later. I am not a classically trained chef. I've never been to Italy. I haven't learned how to cook from the masters, but I really do feel like I've mastered this dish as far as just a wonderful, easy, incredibly flavorful dish. So it's just truly a favorite. It's like a little skid in there. So I have this going. I'm going to turn up the heat just a little bit. Actually, let's just do it this way. There we go. My burner's little thing here is not doing too well, so I just switched that out really quick. So it's something I used to make, especially on Sunday nights before I remarried this wonderful man that I'm married to now. And you'll see some stuff on the blog. It's probably one of the first times I've shared some real personal stuff. So check it out. I know there's a lot of people that can relate, but it is one of my very favorite meals. It's easy. It's real simple. It's very affordable too, and it stretches a long way. You can enjoy it as a meal a couple of times, and then if you're like me, you'll put some carrots and onions and peas and maybe some shredded chicken in with it, and then just really enjoy a good soup for a couple days too. So it can really stretch out. So we got this going to a nice simmer here. We're just getting the shallot softened up. And hoping you can see that good. Yeah, I think so. Pretty good. I'll get some of this stuff out of the way in just a minute. So actually I can get this out of the way right now. So we got that going to a nice bubble. It's cooking away and it looks really good. So to that, I'm going to add the garlic. As I throw half it on the floor. It'd be good for the dogs to get later. And I'm going to cook up that garlic maybe just a few seconds, and it starts becoming really fragrant. And now I'm going to add my rice. And again, this is arborio rice. It's perfect for risotto. It's full of starch, and it makes for a wonderful, deliciously creamy risotto. So what I'm doing now is I'm just taking the risotto, I'm stirring it around, and I'm going to just want to make sure all the kernels of rice are coated with the butter and the olive oil. So I think I just had a comment, but I missed it. Sorry about that. But if you have logged on, let me know where you're from. Love to connect. If I don't see your comment at the instant that you do comment, I will make sure that I return that. So any questions, don't be afraid to let me know. Okay, so we got the olive oil, the onions, the garlic, some butter, and the rice in there. The next thing we're going to add is a little bit of wine, and I'm using Chardonnay, and you'll hear that bubble up. And I'm going to slowly turn this down and also turn down this pot now. And what I'm going to do, the key to making risotto, it always seems really complicated and scary and all that good stuff. The key to making risotto is to continue to stir the rice. When you stir it, it releases starch, and that's what makes it amazingly creamy. So we're going to let that cook down for a few minutes. And what I'm going to do right now is, I know this takes 22 minutes to cook. It'll be done in 22 minutes. We're going to ladle our chicken stock into it slowly. So I'll set my watch. So this is definitely within a 30-minute meal for you. So what we're doing now is check the heat, perfect. I'm not going to add any liquid until this is almost completely absorbed, and you can see how it is now, almost completely absorbed. And then I'm going to add two ladles, of chicken stock. So. And you don't have to sit and babysit it like you do when you see me make jam, but just keep giving it some good solid stirs. And what we want to do is not add any more chicken stock until that is pretty much all the way absorbed. So the next thing because again, I didn't do any prep. I just wanted to make sure I showed you just how easy and simple this is. I just wanted to grate up some Parmesan, and we only need about a cup. And again, this is why I love this. It's just full of flavor. It's so creamy. It's so mouth-watering. It's just fabulous. So I hope this is something that you try at home and enjoy. It's pennies really per serving because you can stretch it out and it goes a long ways. So let me show you this. See how it's just coming to a bubble over here? I think you can see that. Gonna give it another stir. And I have it kind of over about medium heat. I just want to keep that bubble pretty constant. And let that absorb all of its good stuff. So, and a few more grates here, and we'll be set. So, have you ever tried our risotto? It's one of those things that people try in a restaurant but don't necessarily try at home, so sorry about that. Looks like one of my lights just went out. But you should. It's really simple to do. So we are set there. Got about a cup of Parmesan cheese, so that's perfect. And I'm going to give this another quick stir. And so I know it's been kind of quiet from me the last 2 weeks. And actually, I didn't share, I probably should have, but I think I did. On one of our live feeds, we took the show on the road. We went to, my husband and I flew to New Mexico 2 Tuesdays ago. And we landed in Albuquerque, and we took 25 south to White Sands. We ate at this fabulously wonderful little Mexican restaurant along the way, and they served pozole, and it was the most amazing soup I think I've ever had. Certainly pozole, but it was so incredible. It had chickpeas and red chilies, and it was just incredible. So that's definitely on my radar of things to make and share with you. From White Sands, which I don't know if you've ever been to White Sands National Monument. I had never been there. It is miles and miles and miles of white sand dunes. It was absolutely incredible. You drive through part of it, and then you get to walk on parts of the dunes and slide down the dunes in sleds. So I have all kinds of fun blogs planned for that. So now as you're looking at this, let me see, I think you can see that there. See how that's bubbling away? And kind of when you pull your spoon, it holds at either side. So now I'm going to add a couple more ladles of stock. And that's going to reduce the bubbling pretty considerably. And we'll allow that to absorb again. I'm going to give it another good stir. So that's perfect. So anyway, then from White Sands, we drove up and over a pass. It was really super high pass. I think we went like 8,000 feet up in 16 miles or something incredible like that. But it was dark, and some of the girls that were at the White Sands told us, you know, make sure you watch out for it. There's a lot of elk and deer and a lot of wildlife. Be sure to watch out for that. And we thanked our lucky stars they gave us that warning, because we were going up and over the pass and came to a corner in the road, and there were elk crossing the road. It was like, oh my gosh! So I had to pull over. I've seen a lot of wildlife. I grew up in Oregon. I've seen elk before, but I've never seen them from, you know, me to that wall away. And so that was super cool. So we took a bunch of pictures of that. And from there, we went to Carlsbad Caverns National Park, which is incredible. An hour and a half to hike down to the bottom of the caverns. And all along the way, the most majestic, amazing, I don't know what you call them, you know, the cavern stuff, you know, like that you see in caves, and I'm not obviously very good at that kind of thing, but it was amazing. But it was only, I think, 1.5 miles, but it literally took us an hour and a half to walk to the bottom. My calves and shins and thighs were screaming by the time we were done, and on the bottom of the cavern, it was another almost hour and a half to walk around the bottom. It's just majestic. It's wonderful. I love our state parks. I'm a big fan of visiting the state parks, and so it's something we try to do. In fact, we most recently got a little passport, so we can have our passport stamped when we go to all of these state parks. So if there's anyone out there from New Mexico, if you've ever seen that or if you've been there, let me know and tell me what you think, because that was amazing. So let's see here. We're just about ready to add our third ladle, and this has been cooking for about 8 minutes, and it's just moving along, bubbling away nicely. I'm going to give this just a couple more minutes, or another minute or so, and then we'll add the next little bit of stock. So you can see this is really, really simple. It's an easy dish. It's a delicious dish. Let's see, we've got a couple people logged on. Tell me what you think. Does this look easy? Does it look like something you do at home? Comment please and tell me where you're from. I'd love to connect. Here we go. So see how this is. So we're stirring away and see how this is pulling away again. I know now it's time I can add a couple more ladles of stock. So here we go with this. I have more to show you, so don't think we're just going to stand here and watch me stir rice all day. So again, this will be done in 22 minutes. So anyway, from Albuquerque, or from Carlsbad Caverns, we drove up north to Santa Fe, and we visited my friends Ron and Michelle, our friends Ron and Michelle, and we stayed in Santa Fe. We went to Taos. We went to the farmers market. It was the coolest thing ever. I decided I'm totally in love with New Mexico. And you know, when most people go to New Mexico, they come home with amazing turquoise, a fetish necklace, a squash blossom necklace, turquoise and silver rings, and not me. I'll show you what I came home with. I came home with food. My friend Michelle gave me a bunch of jam. That was part of it. She gave me some polenta, so I can't wait to cook that up. Give this another stir. At the farmer's market, there was the most amazing things. I got some wonderful beans. I'm pretty excited about that. A couple of different kinds. Green chilies and red chilies. This will be fabulous for my pozole that I'm going to make. And green chili sauce, so that'll be wonderful. We sampled and tried Kata tea, which is an Indian tea. It was absolutely lovely, so I can't wait to make and share that with my husband. We both really enjoyed that. That was really, really good. Dried green onions. So what they did here is they took the tops of the green onions, they chopped them up and dried them, and then pureed them until they were powder. So this will be really super good for, you know, an easy flavor to pop in a dish. Let's see if I pronounce this right. Atole. Atole is made from blue corn. It is, I have never tried it, but Michelle got this and she gave me half. You make it like cream of wheat. So, you know, what the heck, gotta try that. Let's see here. And see how it's holding up again? It's kind of holding up there. Another 2 ladles go in. It starts moving pretty quick at this point. And wonderful. We're moving right along. So another 2 ladles. Perfect. And then we're going to give this another stir. Okay. And let that bubble up again. Let's see here. We got this amazing spice mix. It had 9 different spices in it. all kinds of wonderful things. Half of the stuff I didn't understand, but it smells wonderful. And so I'm excited to try that. We had it on okra. Actually, I grilled up some okra the other day and put the spice mix on it. These are super cool. These are Chinese lanterns or star peppers. These were given to me by my friend Michelle, and I'm going to plant these so I can grow my own. Okay, I'll give this another stir real quick, and I'll show you my most favorite thing I got from one of the markets that we stopped at. And that was this. Oh, it's cumin. It's a special cumin that Michelle has sent me before. It's from New Mexico. It's just such a vibrant, bright spice. I love it, and so I'm very excited to be using this in my cooking. So you're kind of laughing, you know. I'm the girl that you come through security, they always search. That would be me. So yeah. It's kind of a little bit of a joke, but when I unpack my my bags when we get home, it always has the transportation security paper in it saying that we searched your luggage, and I have to say I can't blame them because that's that's pretty par for the course when it comes to me. I have my camera here. I meant to take a few more pictures, so I apologize. I don't have this on my blog yet, and I always like to include things on my blog that has a few pictures of the process. So bear with me for just a moment. I'm going to snap a couple photos here. It's always tough when you're cooking because to take the pictures because it's steamy and it's hot and all this crazy stuff going on. So, but it's always fun. The blog always ends up being a little more interesting when there's some pictures of the process. So that's what I'm doing there. Sorry about that, but one of those things that kind of needs to happen. Dan and I eat everything that we cook. So good, bad, or indifferent, I always end up taking photos of it. So anyway, so we're moving along, and you can see this is really coming up well. The kernels have expanded. They're releasing their starch. The amazing thing about it is it's super creamy and there's no cream. We are going to put some cheese in it, but that's it. And it's just such a lovely meal. So anyway, so any questions? I would love if you kind of popped a note and told me where you're from. If you haven't logged on to the blog, please make sure you do. You'll be the first to receive this recipe. So that's kind of why I do it, is so I can share with you. And I hope that it's something that you enjoy, and you'll see how easy it is. It's from start to finish, it'll be less than 30 minutes. So it's a good weekday meal. So we're cooking along here, and we get just another camera in hand for just a minute more. Get one more picture as we're going. I have it set on burst. Normally I don't do that, but it's kind of tough when you're talking and cooking and videotaping at the same time. So what I'm doing is I want to get a picture of how it separates when I drag the spoon across. So take one more. Perfect. Thank you for letting me do that. I appreciate it. So this is wonderful now. Okay, so we're going to add a couple more spoonfuls of stock. And I'm going to turn my stock off. There's so little left in there, it will be, it'll stay warm. And the reason you want the stock warm, the reason you just don't pour it in there, you know, cold, is because you want it to stay at that same temperature. And if it cooled down and, you know, and then heat it up and cool down and heat it up as you went, you wouldn't have that same creamy consistency that you're looking for. So we're going to cook that up again, and it's about over medium heat. We're just letting it bubble away. It says we have about 4 minutes left, and that sounds just about right. And at this point, you pay a little bit more attention to it, but you know, this and a salad, and you're set for dinner. You can jazz it up with adding like peas at the end, frozen peas, a cup of frozen peas, and that's nice too because it kind of brightens the color. You can jazz it up with mushrooms. That I would add the mushrooms when I started cooking the shallots. That's always a lovely addition. So there's a lot of things you can do to kind of jazz it up, but today we're just making simple risotto. It's just an easy dish. And as I was running around the house, I was tallying my votes to see where we were at this morning. I seen Giada made risotto. I think she used farro instead of the rice grain, but on the Today Show. So I guess great minds think alike. I'm not comparing myself to her, but I was like, seriously? So at least you know risotto's a real popular dish. So anyway, I hope this is something that you try and enjoy. Enjoy very much, because I know we do. So that's just cooking away, and it's almost done. Yeah, just about 2 more minutes. And I know just 22 minutes, that's it. It's done, it's perfect. And we're just going to add in the remainder of our stock and continue to let that bubble away. And it's almost done. So, I don't see any comments yet. You guys got to tell me where you're from. I know that I appreciate the engagement, so if you don't mind and you have a quick minute, please let me know. If you're disappointed that we didn't make fried rice, I will make that next week. It was really popular. I couldn't believe the difference in the two, or how close the two were together. So that will be my live feed next week. And so it will be there. Fried rice is already on my blog. I think it is. Maybe it's not. No, it's not. I think it's pending on the blog for release. So I'll have that out. I'll have that out shortly. I did make that recently too. So these are both things I've done forever and a day. So we're just about finished. So if there's anything else you'd like to see in my live feed, if you would like to check out the blog, please just log on. It's www.bowl-me-over.com. I have been blogging now for really close to 3 years, so it's a great process. It was fun. I took these last 2 weeks off, and in those last 2 weeks really felt like I was able to recharge and rejuvenate and get excited, and I just truly love what I do. So if you have a chance, you're interested at all, log on to the blog. I specialize in simple, delicious food, and this is the epitome of simple. You know, if you can stand and stir for 20 minutes, you'll have an amazing meal that your family will be so impressed with. And you can see how nice and creamy this is now. I wish you were here to taste it, because it's fabulous. It's something that heats up well. We'll have this for dinner tonight. It's only 10 o'clock here, so we'll have this for dinner tonight. I'll make a nice little green salad to go with, and dinner's done. So how perfect is that? Okay, so we are just about set. And my timer's going to go off in just a few seconds here. You can see all you do is just heat it up, keep it at a bubble, and keep stirring it around. And actually my timer did just go off, so I know it's been 22 minutes. To finish this, I'm going to do a couple of things. I'm going to add some butter. And that's just going to give it just a really wonderful kind of mouthfeel. A nice handful of Parmesan cheese, and I'm going to give this a stir, and both the butter and the cheese will kind of help thicken it a little bit again too. When you're done, you can garnish this with parsley, you can garnish it with basil, a little bit of Parmesan cheese on top, either way. But again, we're just keeping it simple, so today I'm just going to put cheese on top. All right, so let me show you this finished. You can another good addition is like prosciutto. So you get that salty bite, especially with the or good ham, especially with the if you do peas with it. It's always really good. So this is definitely a meal that bowls me over because it is amazing. I've made this for a couple of friends, my friend Nicole, when we were in Texas, and that's something she really enjoyed too. So just like that, in 30 minutes or less, a beautiful meal for your family, and there's certainly plenty for 4. I always figure it's like 2 meals here with this for my husband and I, or 1 meal and then adding chicken stock, and it becomes wonderful soup. So that's it. This is how an easy risotto is made. I hope you enjoyed the video. Definitely send me hearts, send me a love. If I did it wrong, don't be afraid to let me know. I can certainly take the criticism too. But I hope you enjoyed it. Log on to the website. Join the blog if you are so inclined. I'm also on YouTube, Pinterest, Twitter, and Instagram. So love to have you follow me. It's Deb from Bowl Me Over. Today is Thursday. Hope you're having a great day and move forward into a fabulous weekend. Take care. Thanks for tuning in.